Okay, where are we at? I think we're ready to take the core support actually off. Because that's the only way we can get to the rad, which is here. So there's those ones. What else is holding this? What else is holding this on anything?
Oh, just those two, that looks like.
And the bolts that are holding the rad to the rad support. So let's try those ones first, I guess. Are they still 30s? Yes. Anyways, I digress. I don't know what we're still connected to, so we just gotta be careful here. We're gonna be still connected to the rad, because the rad should be free from the support now, unless I missed some fasteners. This.
What's the meat of the issue here?
Meat of the issue? The meaty issue? Ugh. I don't know. Wow. Well, helps if I'm pulling on the correct part. That was beneficial.
Some wire for something.
It's going to. Oh, it's the hood, because it has a sensor to tell you if the hood's
Oh, okay.
released, and also it won't arm the car if it's released. So. What else? Hold on. What else are we still connected to here? Okay, so those ones came out. These ones did not. That's what's going on. Right, there we go. Oh, hold on. Yeah. So.
Does that come out?
Yes. Question mark.
It's one of those clips that you gotta pull it out and pull.
Just slip that. I'll take this outside, I guess. So I guess we didn't do too horribly. There's what, 3 broken ones?
Yeah, it's not too bad. And now, for the part you've all been waiting for, the removal of the rad.
Without breaking a bunch of stuff. So you can see that it's wet there, and I believe it's just coming out of the bottom of the tank here. You can see there's basically no metal left that's crimped around the plastic tank. So show that there. Yeah, that's where it was dripping before. We never ran it today to get it up to temperature, so that's why it wasn't leaking. But yeah, so we're going to replace that. We still have more fasteners to undo without breaking them, so we're not in the clear yet. Now, it's not a huge deal if we break off the ones that are into the old rad tanks, because we're going to throw it away, but we do need the fasteners. So yeah, let's. I think the stupid fan shroud has to come off too, which is going to be a pain. Yeah, so I mean, if you can, I guess just try and bear a little bit of weight there, because that's the temp sensor plug that's. Yeah. Actually, what we could do for you is probably put. Actually, yeah, we have to do that. So. Go high enough. Get your fingers out of there. Do not try this at home. You might have to, but don't.
Very sketch.
Yeah. Ah, yes. Not 30. Oh, yes it is. So yeah, just hang on to that. Okay. Oh, there we go. Ta-da! That fastener is done, but other than that,
AC condenser is free.
it's free. So what is going to get us trouble here if we leave the fans on? Okay.
It's not very stable.
Nope, it is not.
That's better.
Nobody move. So we've got the wiring for the fan, which can be disconnected from over there. Other than that, and the sensor here. So let's get this off.
You're probably supposed to unplug all this before you take the mounts off.
What fun would that be?
Well, it'd be a lot better than you potentially getting a block of wood in the face.
Let's not do that, please. Oh, I just broke some more of it. That's good. What part is supposed to separate here?
I know which music I'm using for this part. Something else just
No,
broke.
well, maybe, but I got the wires all disconnected, so that should be all that's touching the rack. So, that's free now.
Like a bird.
I'm like a bird.
What a flying wing.
Of course, that would have a band clamp around it that you can't just undo.
It's like the BMW style ones.
I think other than that hose.
This hose has one too.
Yeah, that's okay though, we can do that. I think other than that hose being tied to the rad, the rest of it's clear. So I'm going to go down and do that, I guess. Okay. And of course it would be on the top side where again you can't see what you're doing. Just kill them all.
That didn't sound good.
Yeah, I'm breaking it.
No.
There we go. I broke it. Now it should be okay. Now it should be free.
So all that's left is this.
Hoses, yeah. Which I should have done the other hose while I was down there, I guess. I can do it from here. Look at that. I never get to do that because the front of the car's never off. Now this is probably gonna. No, it shouldn't because that's where the drain is. So it should not dump coolant all over the floor, but I'm not holding my breath.
You say that, but
But in reality, but my dad said the drain should drain all the coolant out of the car. Go grab the pan in the trunk.
big pan.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was pretty fishy to think coolant was gonna come out there. Wow.
That wasn't a lot, but
Well, because most
more
of it's
than
on
there
the
should have
ground.
been. Oh, but the rad is empty though. Man, I hate coolant systems. I hate coolant. I hate touching it, because then it's all sticky everywhere. Okay, so we're gonna wait for that to drain now.
Wow.
That was really lucky.
Gravity's normally not that nice.
No, not usually. Let's see if I can smoke my wrist on something doing this. Okay, you're gonna need to give me a little assistance here.
Am I pulling on the hose or am I pushing on this?
You're just gonna gently pry the other way. Gently, gently, gently. And then now trying to twist the screwdriver a little bit. Yeah, okay, that should be enough for me to get it.
I hate that design.
Oh! Smacked my hand. Okay. Ta-da! It was far from empty. Okay. That was fun. So this is the old rad we finally got out of the car. All we're going to do is take the fan shrouding assembly off. So we have to put that on the new rad. These are not looking healthy at all, so that's going to be a little bit of a challenge probably. But we'll see if we can get it off. The fans are both still perfectly fine. That one's a little squeaky, but they're free. So when we get the AC working, then both of those will operate as normal. We got the 2 plugs. And these ones are okay. So yeah, we'll see if we can get this apart here without breaking anything else. Here.
Oh,
Voila.
reading these got a few cuts.
These are from the fans. Center of those, if anybody ever...
They're supposed to fit in.
No, it's not that they spun, it's that somebody pushed against. Because that moves, right? So this, though, I don't know what the frick's going on with that, and I don't know what's up with that, but somebody mashed it in here, too. But you can't do that, because then the air can't get through, so... Anyway, the problem area from this one is right here. This lovely lack of metal here that's supposed to hold the tank onto the rad. And this side's getting to be the same point, so I'm glad we're doing it now. Now the temperature sensor, I think, if I remember correctly, we have to change that, which that's going to be a pain. But let's just see what the new rad looks like first, I guess. So we're going to unbox the new rad here finally and see what we've got. We figured out that the couplers from the old rad are still just fine to use again, so we're just going to leave them alone. Should have brought a knife or something. We have to change the temperature sensor over from the old rad to this one, so that's going to be a bit of a trick because we technically don't have a proper socket for it, but we'll make it work. And we went and found some more used fasteners from our glamorous collection of parts to replace the ones that we broke. And the struggle will be trying to get the broken ones out of the rad support. We'll cross that when we get to it. Never heard of this brand before? Nissens.
Tagline is delivering the difference.
Engine cooling and climate parts. When it actually opens, you don't have to freaking... Oh my goodness. It's really fancy. Put more money into their box than the product.
there's the valve.
Snazzy.
It's shiny.
Comes with new O-rings. That's good. Okay, I'm already disappointed.
Why? Oh, it's thin. It's a lot thinner than
Yeah. Cheap crap.
Maybe that's a gas radiator.
I mean, I guess anything is possible. Well,
if it does the job, it does the job, I guess.
it's not ideal. I mean, these things rarely would overheat anyways, so it's probably not an issue, but not exactly what I was hoping for. And I got side cutters to cut those bands. Actually, you know what? Probably would be smart before I cut the bands to confirm that it is actually correct. Basically what this comes down to, what we were looking at there before, is the fact that this rad is way thinner than the one that was in it. And so it comes down to the fact that this is just a single core, which means there's only one row of tubes going across for the coolant to flow through and the fins cool it. Whereas you can get, in this space that you got here, you can get dual core, so you can get 2 rows of tubes, which just cools the engine faster, better. You can also get 3. This one's not capable of it, but you can get what they call a 3-core if you've got a really big engine or it works really hard. So in the case of this, it comes down to how much money you spent. This rad was only $135 plus tax, so it's certainly a lot cheaper and lower quality, and only results in 1 core, which, I mean, for these things is not a problem. They don't work all that hard, and they've never had a problem with cooling, so. Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh God.
And that's the side that was protected with the cardboard. I mean, it's really superficial compared to some of that, but it's not too bad, I guess, actually. Spent a very small amount of time fixing it. Okay, so this is not the correct socket. Don't do this at home. This is a
Fine.
This is a 30 millimeter 12-point axle nut socket. I think should be metric, but I think what we measured that hex at is like 1 3/16. But a shallow 1 3/16, which is all we have, will not clear the plastic part of the sensor. So in this case, we improvise. So if I can. Oh, there we go. Ta-da. No seals, no washers, no nothing. Voila. Oops. Temperature sensor. This is really hard to get the right part of the camera. There we go. So yeah, no seals of any kind. It's just, I believe it's probably a bronze copper brass combo fitting with plastic housing for the sensor connector itself. So we're just going to clean this up really well and then put it into there, and we have to torque it to 26 foot-pounds, was it right?
26 pound-feet.
26 pounds of feet. Now, the bad news is I didn't bring the torque wrench back. See, a shop would be so nice.
We really need a
We
shop.
wouldn't know what to do with ourselves because everything would be right there, and we wouldn't have to cut 16 bazillion times to go and get stuff that we forgot. So we'll be back. All right, so we're not going to put anything on this. We're just going to, that is really light. We're just going to put it in here and tighten it up, torque it, and move on. 26 foot-pounds seems like an awful lot for that, but we'll see. 26.
Sorry about the noise. hear it click when that thing goes by.
It was 26, right?
Yes.
Seems like an awful lot. Let's try 22 first. 26.
That's 26.
Hopefully it doesn't leak. Alright, so we just got to make sure before we put it together that we put some coolant on both those and the spigots on the rad. So, what is next? Put the fan shroud back on the rad and then put the rad in?
Yeah.
And then slowly put fasteners in with a whole pile of anti-seize. Alright.
The real fun is about to begin. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
I'm gonna cut.
Don't go away.